Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com. Happy New Year if you happen to be watching this video in January of some year. We've had a cold and chilly, snowy winter in Ashland. It's warming up. I'm not wearing as much clothing today, but we've got plenty of snow still melting over here very slowly. This is a cool spot. I thought we'd talk today a little bit about the trade-off between stability and mobility. Generally in nature, in the universe, the more stable something is, the less mobile it is. An elephant is very stable, not that mobile. A snake is very mobile, not that stable. In your body, the joints that carry the most weight, that are the most stable, are the least mobile. For instance, your ankle joint doesn't have much rotation capacity because it has to take your whole weight. Whereas your head, which only has to take 13 pounds, can rotate quite a bit. So we want to be aware of this, or at least I want to be aware of it the way I do Tai Chi, is to have this stability and mobility kind of on the dimmer switch. I see them as ends of a spectrum. So if you're absolutely stable, you're not very mobile. If you're extremely mobile, you're not very stable. Tai Chi, being a Taoist art, we try to hang towards the middle. So if you want to play with this idea, when you're doing a solo form movement, like say you're doing a movement like this, you should feel stable and solid at the end, but also you don't want to give up all your mobility. So you want to have some mobility inside the joints and inside the body, is the way I do it. If you go here and you're all about stability without much mobility, life demands a lot of things of us, and sometimes it demands that we move. And sometimes it demands that we stand our ground and be really solid and not move. So we want to play with this dichotomy so that we don't lose too much of either side of the spectrum. So if we're going to be stable, we also want to have some mobility. On the other hand, if you're doing a faster, more mobile set, and you're moving through space like this, you don't want to be so mobile that you're losing your stability. So you're moving, but you want to be stable. You want to be solid when you land. When you land something at that moment, you want to be solid, but you don't want to get stuck in solid. As soon as you're solid, you're relaxed again. So I call that sort of exploding into neutral. So you explode into neutral and relaxed again, as opposed to and being stiff and tight there. So you go soft, firm, soft, like that. So you want to work on both sides of that equation, so that you're not too stuck. If you're doing a partner work, like push hands, if you're constantly moving your feet, moving around like this and not very stable, and every single push makes you move and jump around, then you're missing part of the equation, and when you really do have to stand your ground, you might not be very comfortable. If, on the other hand, you're practicing to never move your feet and to be just extremely, extremely stable and unmovable, all of a sudden you may have to move, and you're not practiced at it. You're not used to moving with your feet. So if you can kind of see it on a dimmer switch, you can think, all right, I'm doing, say, pushing hands exercise with somebody. I can have the general idea that I'm going to be fairly stable here and not easy to move, and I'm going to move my partner. But if the move is coming in and it's threatening my balance, I could move my feet. So you want to keep your mobility, the idea of moving ready in case you need it. I've pushed hands with some people who are just absolutely set on never moving their feet, and they can be very, very solid, but they're usually just not very mobile. And I've pushed hands with people who can't stand their ground, who are just constantly shifting around and moving their feet constantly, and I just think, wow, they're not very stable. If you do happen to get them in between one of those moves, they're really tippy. So I like to try to balance the two out so that I have as much stability as I can and as much mobility as I can. And if I have to get very mobile, I want to recover my stability as soon as possible. And if I have to be very stable, I want to recover my mobility as soon as possible. So as I said, when I explode into something very stable in that moment of impact, I want to be relaxed again right afterwards, right? And if I have to be very stable to receive a push or something, or receive something in my body, as soon as that's over, I want to go right back to being mobile again. And by the same token, if I need to be mobile, if I need to evade and move something and shift around, when I land, I want to get my stability back. I want to feel solid. I don't want to just be staggering around like this. One art that's really, really interesting and fascinating to me, and always has been, is a drunken style Kung Fu. You can apply drunken style principles to any art, including Tai Chi. I have a video somewhere on YouTube on my channel called Drunken Style Tai Chi. But in drunken style, you're trying to hide your stability by looking very mobile and sloshy, but actually you're really, really stable and somewhere else. So one part can be really stable, other parts can be really, really mobile. Then when you go and strike, it's like you transferred it to someone else or somewhere else. So you have it here or here, but it looks very swirly, and it's deceptive because it looks like you're all mobile everywhere, but you're actually really stable inside. You're kind of hiding the stability. So just as we can apply overall principles like to being stable versus being mobile, we can also break it down inside the body, so that while this is mobile and relaxed, this is stable, and then the stability might transfer somewhere else. So just a good thing to think about, to play with, and to consider in your practices. Where are you trading mobility for stability? Where are you trading stability for mobility? And try to stay as close to the middle of that dimmer switch as you can, so that after you need to be stable, you're mobile again, neutral, and comfortable. After you're mobile, you find stability again and you head back to neutral. So neutral, that S curve in the middle of the yin and yang symbol, that's where Tai Chi really lives, in my opinion. That's where Tai Chi really is at. It's not in being stable, it's not in being mobile, it's being both. And being close enough to the middle that whatever's necessary, you can go and respond in that way. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. I think we're about to go over 600 subscribers, which was a big deal for my little world. So I appreciate all of you, and thanks for watching. Visit GeneBurnett.com for more info. Subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. I'm also a musician. I have a lot of music videos and nature videos as well. So we're trying to keep our Taoist irons in the fire all over the place. So thanks for watching, and Happy New Year if you're watching this in January.